goes to his dad's on dad's weekend, he refuses. He is holding on to me so tightly that I am scared for my child to go with his father, because why is my child scared to go to his father?
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. With regard to the background of this case, there is currently a temporary order that's in place. There is one child before the court, and is 2 years old and will be turning 3 in February. In the temporary orders, both parties were appointed as joint managing conservators. The parent-child relationship was established Higginbottom, and the surname was found to be Higginbottom. With regard to visits, the court had ordered one overnight visit on Saturday from 10 a.m. to the following Sunday at 6 p.m. on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of each month. There was a finding here that Mr. Higginbottom must have a valid driver's license, or there must be a competent adult with a valid driver's license driving the vehicle for all pickup and drop-offs. DeJohn Novies Higginbottom shall not drive any vehicle without a valid driver's license with the child as a passenger. Mr. Higginbottom must be present for all pickup and drop-offs. Was also included in the visitation schedule. Let's see here. There's also a provision that Mr. Higginbottom agrees that he is not allowed to withdraw for the purposes of re-enrollment the child from the daycare without Miss Erica Stroop's permission. And there was also a provision that he would have visitation time with the child on Father's Day in 2025. There was also an app close provision that the order also included. Child support was ordered in this case as well, set at $366 per month. Medical support was ordered to be covered by Miss Stroop through her employer, and she was ordered to get reimbursement on the out-of-pocket medical expense. No, I'm sorry, not the out-of-pocket, but the cash medical reimbursement for $102 per month for medical support and $38 per month for dental support. All those beginning May 1st, 2025. After visiting with both parties and conferring with them, I believe that there's a dispute with regard to visitation still. There's still the outstanding issue of retroactive support. However, I believe both parties would be in agreement that final order should not be entered yet, and we are here for another temporary orders hearing. I believe the main dispute is visitation, Your Honor. I believe, if I'm correct, that Ms. Stroop is requesting more limited visitation because Mr. Higginbottom does not have a valid driver's license yet, and Mr. Higginbottom is requesting more visitation that was ordered than temporary order going forward. And so I believe that's the main dispute that the court has to resolve today, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez, anything you heard or didn't hear or to add or subtract from Mr. Valera's opening, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. That was accurate. We feel it is in the child's best interest to continue on these temporary orders. For the most part, they have been working. However, the specific orders outside of the standard visitation custody orders have not been complied with, and we are increasingly growing in concern over why they have not been complied with. First of all, Mr. Higginbottom was adamant that he was going to get his driver's license situation taken up, if you recall, back in April. He still does not have a valid driver's license. We just learned that his girlfriend, who has been driving him around, is now expecting a child. So that would be 3 children from 3 different parents that he would be responsible for. It's just increasingly urgent that he resolve this driver's license situation. He also was ordered to provide discovery responses within 30 days. I received an email about 45 days after they were sent with no attachment. I then responded via that email to that email where saying that there was no attachment showing any discovery responses, and I got nothing from Mr. Higginbottom. So we also feel that we shouldn't proceed with final orders until we get those discovery responses, which he was ordered to have provided within 30 days of receipt. I know at that last hearing you ordered that he bring his mother and girlfriend to this hearing. I'm assuming is because they were going to be increasingly part of your decision in ordering the visitation the way it was. My understanding is they're available, but they are not here, Your Honor, to either be cross-examined by you or myself as to whether this was going on. We have history of Mr. Higginbottom driving a vehicle with the child in the car. That was brought up at the last temporary orders hearing. I feel that the only way he's going to take this court seriously is if there is some kind of incentive for him to get this done. So all we are asking is for the temporary orders to continue and they be amended to prevent him from having overnights. He can still have the same amount of visitation during the day, but just no overnights until he gets his driver's license situation taken up, which I believe is just a matter of paying a couple of $100 in citation fees, which again, he's had not just the 5 months since that court hearing in which you admonished him to get done, but for many months prior to that.
Remind me, what date was the court hearing again? Did you?
April 15th, 2015, Your Honor.
Okay, April 15th. Okay, thank you. Then we'll have a hearing. State's drafted, or that state has the burden since they filed the petition, and so they get to call witnesses first. Whoever's called, you'll be answering the questions only, and then wait till your lawyer asks you questions, Ms. Stroop. Don't try to get ahead of yourself and answer every question in the book that hasn't been asked. You'll get your full opportunity. Try not to interrupt each other unless it's a valid legal objection. Interrupting just takes up time, and I have to stop you because I can't hear everybody talking at the same time, and the recorder won't pick up, everybody talking. It will be all garbled. So behave, and we'll get through this quicker. Thank you very much. Mr. Valderas, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. State will call Mr. Dijon Higginbottom. Mr. Higginbottom.
Yes, sir.
With regard to the visits as they currently are, is it correct that the visits have been occurring from 10 a.m. on Saturday on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays, going on to 6 p.m. the following Sunday?
Yes, sir.
And how have those visits gone according to your perspective?
Great in my perspective. My girlfriend's been taking me there and picking him up, no issues, dropping him back off, no issues.
And where do you do the pickup and drop off?
At Erica Stroop's apartment, her new apartment.
Her new apartment? Okay. Without giving me her address, what is the approximate distance between you and her as far as where y'all live currently?
Somewhere between like 15 miles, about 30 minutes away.
Okay. 30 minutes by car?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true that your license is currently suspended?
Yes.
And is that because of outstanding tickets that you have not paid off yet?
Yes.
Do you know how much you have to pay in order to get your license unsuspended?
As far as Bexar County, I'm down to $493 left to pay. And I still have I can't remember the date as far as Austin goes. But I have another court date set for that to start to pay that one.
Do you know how much that ticket's going to be by any chance?
No, sir.
If you were to guess, would it be in the hundreds or in the thousands as far as the fines go?
Hundreds, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. What's your plan to get your license reinstated?
Of course, based off the reinstatement, online it stated that I have to pay off all the outstanding fines and then the reinstatement fees. So I'm just paying those as every check I can pay them. Okay.
Based on what you know now, how long do you think it'll take you before your license is reinstated?
A year, maybe. I still have other bills to pay for as far as everything else. So, I can't just take all my money and pay my bills and then not have a job and not have a car or have a way to work, or my oldest son has to go to school. So
Okay.
No.
And so far you've been getting driven to the pickup and drop off location by your mother or your girlfriend. Is that right?
By my girlfriend.
By your girlfriend? Okay. And is it true that you're expecting another child early next year?
End of this year.
Oh, end of this
Yes.
year. Okay. December of 2025? Okay. And from talking to you earlier, is it fair to say that your preference in this case would be to have some sort of 50-50 split of possession of Kaylin between yourself and Miss Stroop?
Yes.
If that's not possible, what are you asking for next? Is it the standard visitation schedule, which would be between yourself and Miss Stroop and Kaylin?
Yes.
The standard visitation schedule can be currently is known as, it used to be known as the expanded standard visitation schedule, but it can go from all the way from Thursday evening, dropping the child back off at daycare or school on Friday, picking the child back up after Friday after school, having the child all the way through the weekend and on to Monday morning on the first, third, and fifth weekends. So it's quite a bit of days there when the weekends happen. When I was talking to you earlier, it sounded like your work schedule and your schedule really isn't conducive to that. Is that fair to say?
As far as the Thursday, yes. It would be more along the lines of the Friday, him being dropped off, and then me taking him back to daycare, wherever that is, on Monday.
And so, with regard to this temporary order and what you want to see change, are you asking that the visitation be expanded further than what it is now?
Yes.
And do you believe the visits should be from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6 on every first, third, and fifth weekend?
I'm sorry, it froze for a second. Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. Do you believe the visits should be from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6 on every first, third, and fifth weekend?
Yes.
All right. You've heard Mr. Lopez's opening statement with regard to they want the opposite. He's asking the court to have the visits be not overnight until you get your license reinstated. What's your response to that?
Response to his opening statement, for one, my mother and girlfriend are here present. They're just not on their own personal Zoom. They are here present. Secondly, as far as the discovery questions, I did respond, no, there wasn't any attachments. I personally didn't understand what attachments he was requesting as far as my pay stubs back to 2023, because that's not when, that didn't pertain to the time frame at hand. So I didn't provide that. No, I did not. As far as, well, that was really it. It was a lot of bank statements as well back to 2023. I don't understand what purpose those would serve in regarding to the time frame of in question.
Okay. Then why didn't you send them anything that was closer than that?
So I answered the discovery questions based off of the time frame. As far as pay stubs, I didn't at the time have access to it. I recently got access to, I'm contracted, so I didn't have access to the contracting's pay portal or whatever. I had to get like a code from the hiring team, which my contract, they're based in like New York. So it was a time before I got that. I recently got access to that. So that's pretty much it as far as that goes. But as far as what he requested, I didn't agree necessarily, and I stated that. I provided that I do not feel comfortable providing that information on there. So I didn't provide it.
Well, why don't you feel comfortable providing that?
Because of the time frame. He was requesting pay stubs from 2023, and I know they're requesting retroactive child support from May 17th, the day that she left my mother's house, to the time that the child support started. However, we weren't completely done dealing with each other until December of 2023. And I have proof of that as well. So I'm not understanding why that would necessarily be part of me submitting documentation for 2023 when we spent time together and she was still coming back and forth to my mother's house in 2023.
Okay, Mr. Jacob. Well, I don't want to get too in the weeds on this discovery question, since it's not my discovery that I'm asking for from you. But based on what you've said, it sounds like you just don't want to give them the information you disagree with. But born in February of 2023, isn't that right?
Correct.
So why not provide the information to Mr. Lopez from the time Kaylin was born? What is wrong with that?
Because I was taking care of Kaylin at that time still.
Okay.
It wasn't Kaylin was born and I wasn't in the picture. Our relationship technically, realistically, didn't end until about January of 2024. So I was buying diapers. I was doing that as much as I was allowed to do by Erica Stroop. It wasn't I was absent or any of that. It was, again, she was okay with me picking him up from daycare, knowing that I had an invalid driver's license. She was okay with my mother picking him up from daycare. When he was sick, she would reach out to my mother to watch him because her father wasn't able to, or whatever the case may be on that end. It's a lot that I didn't provide for the reasons of we were in great communication, and she was able to call me when she needed something, or if a situation happened, I would take off work to be there for that. Times where my mother had to go into the doctor's appointment with her in that time frame in 2023 when he was born, as well as times where I took her and him, knowing that my driver's license was suspended, took her and him, and she had a valid driver's license, to the doctor at 2 a.m. in the morning in that time frame.
Okay. If the court were to give you more visitation time than you have now, is your girlfriend still available to be able to transport you for the pickup and drop-offs?
My girlfriend and mother are available, yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned something to me about perhaps splitting the pickup and drop-off duties. What is your preference with regard to how exchanged? Are you in agreement to do both the pickup and the drop-off, or do you think you should do just the pickup or just the drop-off?
I feel as though it should be just drop-off, where she would be able to drop him off when it's my weekend, and then I would drop him off when he has to go back. Because, again, they're requesting for me to have a valid driver's license, and it's a lot of things that I'm coming out of pocket for. And if you're requesting that, I kind of, you want me to pay the child support, pay the health insurance, pay my tickets, still have tuition for another child, still have to put gas in the vehicle to drive to her house. It's a lot of things being requested of me simply because I don't have a valid driver's license when it was never requested before and it was an issue. Understood it's needed, but it was never an issue until all of a sudden. And I have proof of that as well.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say with regard to why you should be given an expanded visitation time?
Outside of driver's license, I'm not a threat. I've never been a threat. She's never felt like I was a threat. I wasn't a threat for the 5-6 years we were together. It wasn't an issue of me picking up, seeing Kaylin. I've even told her if she had things to do when we was going every other weekend, if she had anything that she wanted to do and it was quote unquote her weekend when it was agreement between me and her, I said she's willing to do that. All she has to do is communicate that she has something going on, and she's more than welcome to drop him off, or I'm more than welcome to get him, even if it was her weekend. So it's never been an issue as far as to me seeing till now. when I asked her, I had family come in town, and I said, "Hey, can I get weekend because I have family in town and I would like him to meet my cousins and aunties." She was, yeah, that's fine. She was okay and happy with it. And yeah, after that, it was her weekend, and then she went to see her family on one of my weekends. It was no issue when she came back. We coordinated perfectly fine, and this is all before the court. This driver's license situation was a thing. Prior to the court, she was comfortable with me meeting her to drop him off and never made an issue. Hey, can you come pick from school when he was sick and she couldn't leave? So that's really it.
Okay. With regard to child support, are you currently paying child support?
For Kaylin, yes.
And is that coming out through your paycheck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then, thank you, Mr. Higginbottom. I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
Let me go to next to you, Mr. Lopez. Do you have any cross-exam?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Higginbottom, you state a lot of financial responsibilities that you have. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you seem to cite financial responsibilities or the amount of financial responsibilities that you have as a reason why you haven't resolved your driver's license situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you agree that children cost money?
Yes.
And am I correct in understanding your girlfriend is about 5 months pregnant?
Correct.
Okay. If something were to happen to your 5-month-old, your girlfriend, during this time or soon during delivery, who will be the person that could take her to the hospital if she needed to go, or take her to her doctor's appointments if she needed to go?
My mother, my older brothers.
Mm-hmm. And then
again,
where does that
she could
leave?
drive herself as well.
Okay, and where does that
Not
leave
capable.
your other two children, their ability for transportation?
With me, they would come with my mother in the same vehicle.
Okay, so you would just you're going to be relying on your mother
No, I'm not going to
for
be
the foreseeable
reliant.
future?
So yes, technically, if she can't drive, so forsaken that a situation happens to where she cannot drive, then yes, my mother would drive. I also have other family members with valid driver's license.
You say you have a court date in Austin. What is this court date in Austin over?
Ticket.
Ticket for what?
A ticket for an old ticket for speeding.
And how much was that speeding ticket originally issued for?
I do not remember. This is back in the time frame where me and Erica were together. So it's an older ticket that I never paid
So
attention.
have you looked and called the court to ask what the fee is for that speeding ticket?
On the court website, it states that I have to reach out, and when I reached out, they told me they scheduled me for, I think, like January 22nd. I can't remember. I checked my email and I have things, so I have to call them back. But they have me sometime in January.
Do you remember what you told the court back in April about how quickly you'd be able to resolve this driver's license issue?
I said I would go through the process. Yes, I didn't say it would be resolved in that time frame. I said I would make my best to get that situated.
Did you know at that time how long it would take for that to be resolved?
No, sir.
But you know now?
No, sir.
Did you not just state that it would be about a year?
I said about a year. Yeah, I'm just giving a time frame as far as how much I get paid and have in my check and what I'm capable of doing. Yes.
So the time frame is dependent only on your ability to pay.
Depending on I mean, I have to pay the tickets off, so
There's nothing else keeping you from being able to resolve this issue other than your ability to pay.
That's it. I'm
So you
paying
do not have to wait for a court date in Austin to be able to pay.
Yeah, I just said I have to wait for a court date. I can't go online and pay until I see the judge in Austin. That's what it said. So I don't know if they're gonna they set the date and they put me on payment op plan, or they require me to pay it all in that moment. Whatever happens when I see the judge is what I'm dealt with in that moment.
Okay, but you do have an amount right now that is listed on that ticket or that is able to be seen on the court's website as for the fine for that particular offense?
No, the ticket, again, it's an older ticket, so I don't have like that ticket paper, citation paper. When I went online to Austin Municipal Court, it said I had to call. So I called and they didn't give me a price. They told me a date, and it was
Okay.
I think January 20th or something like that.
All right, let's move on to this discovery issue. You've, on the record, stated several objections and reasons for why you didn't want to answer some questions and the relevancy of the dates that were requested of you. Would it surprise you to know that I never heard those reasons, or that you never submitted those reasons or objections to me?
As far as you being surprised, are you saying you're surprised because that's
I'm
not
asking you, when did you previously inform me of these reasons, objections for not wanting to respond to these discovery questions?
I was never asked, so I didn't inform you. I didn't know what. I got 2 different packets of discovery questions from your law office.
Mm-hmm.
First pack was just was just basic questions as far as the date Erica Stroop left, what I've given
And did you
to her.
respond to those?
Yes, sir. And then
How did you respond to those? How did you respond and alert me that you've responded to these?
I responded with an email.
And was this email on May the 30th?
Let me check. Sent. Correct.
Does that email have an attachment?
The email did not have an attachment. It should have had.
Did that email have an attachment? Yes or no?
No, I did send it. No, sir.
Do you have another email that you tried to send to me that you can confirm made it to my office that contained an attachment of your discovery responses, objections, or reasons for not wanting to answer?
No, it should have been. My apologies. I should have been the email, but.
Did you get an email from me on that same day alerting you that your email did not have an attachment?
I think yes.
Did you respond to that email?
I'm scrolling. Give me just a moment. So yes, I received yes.
You responded to my email saying there was no attachment.
No, I didn't respond to you.
Okay, so I have not received any documentation as to your responses to my discovery request. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go on to the next witness, Mr. Valdez.
Your Honor, in the interest of expediency, I'll go ahead and defer to Mr. Lopez to direct his client. If I have any questions for her, I'd be able to do so on cross-examination.
That's fine.
Thank you. Ms. Stroop, would you please state your full name for the court?
Erica Stroop.
Since April 15th, 2025, the date of the last temporary orders hearing, where Dijon was given a slightly modified standard possession visitation, have you noticed a change in your son, particularly his behavior?
Yes, a lot of changes. So basically, like when prior before of us moving residents, his behavior was really good. He had no issues going with his dad. He had no issues like just walking up to him. He was perfectly fine. Ever since we moved at the end of May into June, we moved to our new residence. He refuses to go to his dad. He shows like he's terrified, he's scared, like he does not want to be in his dad's arms. I've tried and tried and tried to be as encouraging as I could, being as positive, just for him to realize, like, hey, look, it's your dad. It's okay. You can go. Like, it's okay. You can have so much fun. But he still refuses to rather be with somebody else as far as my family members. He much rather be with them than being with his dad. He had a surgery date in July. I want to say July 9th. I can't remember exactly the dates right now, but we had surgery date and dad showed up and Kalen had no excitement for his dad whatsoever. He refused to go to his dad's arm. The only time he ever went in his dad's arm when he was drugged up on anesthesia for him to be in his dad's arm. And after that, just about, I think the beginning of August, he came back from his dad's house. His behavior has gotten worse. He had 5 days in a row of behavioral reports due to hitting his friend, hitting his teacher, scratching his friend with open wounds and everything going on. I have asked his dad if there's been any changes in his behavior or any changes in his routine at his dad's house. He said no. He said that he's been acting perfectly fine over here. He also has been throwing his routine off. He said that he's been sleeping for an hour when he's supposed to be sleeping for 2 hours. I have kept him on a consistent routine, but his father does not keep him on a consistent routine.
Thank you, Ms. Stroop. So your son is currently in daycare?
Yes,
Who pays for that daycare?
I do.
Have you received any kind of compensation for a certain percentage of that?
Since he's been in
Higginbottom?
daycare in July of 2023, I had to back pay because there was a malfunction going on with the system when I was getting enrolled. I've asked dad multiple times to at least help me or go half on it. He would always say, yeah, I got you, I got you. And I've never received anything. The most he'd ever given me was a pack of diapers.
Do you believe it is in your child's best interest for Mr. Higginbottom to have a driver's license to be able to at least help out in other ways since he is unable to help out financially?
Yes.
Do you believe that if Mr. Higginbottom continues to be allowed overnight visitations without a driver's license, that he would eventually drive a vehicle with your child in it?
Say that question.
Let me ask you that question again. Have you witnessed Mr. Higginbottom drive your child around in a vehicle while his license was suspended?
Yes.
As to the claims on the back child support, when was the date your child was born?
He was born on February 10th of 2023.
And as far as you remember, when did you and Mr. Higginbottom stop living together and supporting the child financially together?
I left his mother's house on May 17th of 2023.
And since
And we
that
were
time,
still
did
like,
Mr.
I
Higginbottom,
was still going back and forth, but that's when I left the house. Like, never like, all
and
that.
did you take the child with you?
Yes.
And did the child live with you a majority of the time?
Yes.
Has your child continued to live with you prior to the temporary orders
Yes.
the majority of the time?
Yes.
Aside from the amount of money that Mr. Higginbottom has paid in child support ordered under the temporary orders in April of 15th of this year, have you received any other compensation toward child support?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, any cross-examination about this?
Just a few questions, Your Honor. Ms. Stroop, from what Mr. Higginbottom had said in his testimony, before you had this court order that has the current visits as they are now, Did Mr. Higginbottom ever have the child for the full weekends?
He used to, yes. He would get him from school on, well, sorry, excuse me. His mother would come and get him from school from on Fridays at any time. It would be before his nap time in the evening. And he would return him. It depends. He will either return him by Sunday or maybe if he'll return him like on Monday mornings at the daycare.
Okay. And do you have a cordial relationship with his mother, or is there any friction there?
We used to have a cordial relationship, but unfortunately, when we went through the court situation, we no longer talk.
Okay. And from your perspective, how is the relationship between Mr. Higginbottom?
How's his relationship with his son?
Well, because I know you did testify about his behavior after the visits with his father, but do you believe that he loves his father? Is he eager to see him?
Yes, I believe he loved his father. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's very concerning why a child would not want to go to his father. I've asked, but it's, I don't know. I don't have an answer, or he just doesn't respond. And to me, I just think that's very alarming to me as a mother, because my child comes to me without issues. But knowing him and how he reacts, because when he's with family, of course, he's not going to come with me because he wants to spend some more time with his family. But when he goes to his dad's on dad's weekend, he refuses. He is holding on to me so tightly that I am scared for my child to go with his father. Because why is my child scared to go to his father? No child should be scared to go with his father.
Okay. But you don't have...
Right now, I don't know like what they do with him. He tells me things, but I don't see pictures. I don't see anything. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to have pictures, but it's just the fact that why is my child scared to go with his father?
And how many times has he been scared to go with his father, would you say?
Honestly, since the beginning of June, all the way until now, every first, third, and fifth weekend, he refuses to go to his dad, and I still have to let him go to his dad. And the day of when he went to his ENT appointment to get surgery, he did not want to go to his dad. He refused.
Okay, and just to catch me up here, what is the ENT? What does that stand for?
Ears, nose, and throat. Sorry, he had to get his adenoids removed because he would like have. He had a health problem, but he's got that resolved.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Stroop. I'll pass the witness.
Anything further, Mr. Lopez, for your client?
I don't have anything further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Higginbottom, you're here representing yourself. You have the same right of cross-examination as the lawyers. You have any questions to ask Ms. Stroop? They have to be questions. You gotta let her answer. I'm not gonna let you get into a fight with her. Y'all start calling each other's names or anything, but if you have questions, you can ask them.
Yes, I do have questions.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
So, Ms. Stroop, in a situation that you stated that he has been scared to come with me for some odd reason since you have moved, why would he be scared to come with me since you have moved when I see him the first, third, and the fifth, and he hasn't been scared prior to that? And when he was a child, there was times where like you said, I would come get him from daycare or show up to daycare to get him. And he did the same exact thing where he was a baby and you were holding him and you went to give him to me and he wouldn't come to me at times. What would be the difference in that?
And the difference in that is because he was younger, but now he's older. He's starting to remember things. He starts to recognize things. But he's 2.5 years old. He's smart. We all know that. He got smart brains. But for him to still be not wanting to go to you, it just concerns me. Right. And the fact that I question him, I've asked him. I say, why don't you want to go to daddy's house? Me no daddy's house. Okay. Why? And I asked these questions. He says yes, but I know he's a little kid. They don't put their words together. But it's the fact that why is a child scared to go to you?
So with what you just stated, being that he's a 2-year-old child, that he can talk, he does know some words, but he can't put together a complete sentence. how can you take from what you're asking him that he completely understands what you're asking him and he's responding knowing what you're asking him exactly? Or is he?
Your Honor, if I may ask the court to require Mr. Higginbottom's microphone stay on. I believe there are other people in the room that are talking to him during this time.
I
Okay.
was muting my
Will you be
microphone.
calling any witnesses, Mr. Higginbottom?
My mother and girlfriend are here as you requested, but nobody's saying anything. I'm just muting the mic so I don't get interference, as you said.
Did it not occur to you that if they're sitting there listening to all the testimony, I wouldn't want that so that they can just now know everything that was said here and then?
No, everything that was said as far as what?
Well, the testimony so far. Usually if there's going to be witnesses, I don't allow them in the courtroom or to allow the testimony of you guys so they can't just match up with what you said, whatever you said. Or
I mean, I can
what she said, and there'll be no surprises.
switch rooms. I didn't think that was.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I didn't know that was.
It didn't occur to me that you did bring somebody. Nobody said anything about that.
I said they were here in the beginning.
Mr. Valdez, you didn't know the girlfriend and mother were there? No.
No, Your Honor. I knew that they were in the same residence. I don't know if they're standing next to him or not.
I said that they were here with me twice.
And you didn't know that either, Mr. Lopez, that they were actually here?
No, Your Honor. I specifically in my opening statement said that I was aware that they were not. He did not bring them to court, but that they were available if needed, which is what was relayed to me through Mr. Valdez, which may have been his impression as well.
Oh, Mr. Higginbottom, why?
I mean, I stated that
They
they
were
were here
there?
with me 3 different times, Your Honor. I said that when Mr. Lopez said that they were not here, but they were available, I said they are here with me. And I stated that to Mr. Valdez as well. I said they are here with me.
Well, they've been listening to all of this so far?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I don't think my mom's going to lie for me in the sake of my son. If I'm a bad father, I'm a bad father. But I guess I understand how that may.
Okay, well, in abundance of caution, I don't know what I'm going to do or not do, and I haven't heard any objections. Like nobody's called witnesses. Why don't you have them exit the room so they don't at least listen to the rest of this and or talk to you while you're testifying or asking
Oh,
questions?
no. Okay, that's fine.
They can't listen to any of the rest of this.
All right.
And respectively,
And there's going to be a next time. You got to know that if you're bringing witnesses, they can't sit in the courtroom with you and listen to everything.
Okay, that's fine.
and Your Honor, if we could also make sure Mr. Higginbottom leaves his microphone on
That's fine.
as if we were in a courtroom, which this is.
Sure.
Thank
I
you.
assume you're leaving the room and you left them behind, Mr. Higginbottom? Oh, he froze. Are you at home, sir?
Yes, sir. All right, hello?
Yeah. Are you moving to another space where they're not at?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you at home?
Yes.
And they're in another room, they can't hear you.
I'm outside there in the house.
Okay. And you're not going to lose your Wi-Fi being outside.
No, I disconnected from the Wi-Fi. I'm on my signal now.
Okay. Did you let her answer the question? I guess you did. And then we were talking about witnesses, and I guess your objection was him muting and unmuting. Now where are we? I still having you cross-examine Ms. Stroop. Do you have any other questions for her?
Yes. As far as financial compensation, is it not true that I've asked you that if you would like to go half, we can go half, even though your daycare already gives you half off being that you work there?
Yes.
And in this question of me asking you, did you want to go half? Did you respond yes, or did you say that he's all good over here?
I told you that he was all good, but a couple months later, I still asked for help, and you never given me anything except for a pack of diapers.
Okay.
I asked you, but you said, yeah, you said, oh, I get paid next week. And when that next week come, you don't send anything. And I left it alone. A few weeks later, I said, hey, he's running low on diapers. Do you think you can help me go out or pay me or give me diapers? And you said, oh, I get paid in another 2 weeks. And I waited for those 2 weeks. You didn't show up with anything until a week later, you brought in a pack of diapers.
So, okay. Now, as far as the situation where you say that is the reason why you started asking me to help you with daycare because there was a system malfunction, when you expressed that to me and I advised you that you should let your job know that it's not coming out of your check correctly, and did you or did you not respond saying, well, that's on them, so I'm not worried about it? And when they hit you with the back pay of that, did I not previously advise you to handle that issue before it happened?
Yes, but I immediately handled it.
So, and with that being said, that you immediately handled it, did you or did you not come to me when they sent you the back pay, and which was also about a month or two after you immediately handled it like you said, and didn't think they was going to do that? Yes or no?
We weren't together at the time. I handled it in my manner, but I brought it up to you after it was already being handled. I was still paying I was still paying for the daycare, but it was already finalized and finished until we went into, I want to say in 2024. That's when I started asking you, like, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you go half and half? Can you do this? Because when he was on my insurance, I told you, can you help me out with insurance? And you said, yes, I will figure out insurance. And never heard back from you in regards to trying to put him money in your insurance. I handled that, my part, because it was my part of messing up. But I still paid daycare on top of that. And I still asked you if you could still go half on daycare, even though I already paid the back pay off for daycare. Still asked you, but you never helped.
Okay, I think you're trying to talk about the back pay issues maybe, or try to contradict something you had started earlier, but right now, I think focus more on the visitation, or that's what I was told I needed to focus on. So can you go back to that issue, Mr. Higginbotham?
Yes, ma'am. Regarding you wanting to modify the visitations, Ms. Stroop, like you said, there's supposedly been behavioral issues. Again, I have him less than 48 hours. Do you think that less than 48 hours can change what you have instilled in him every day?
It does change. I'm out of my hand. When you throw his routine off, you throw his whole day off. He is so used. He's with me majority of the time because I keep him on a consistent routine. What time does he wake up? What time does he wake up?
Now you're trying to ask him questions, Ms. True.
Sorry. It shouldn't take him that long to respond if I have all the answers to what he asked me.
Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily have answers on him because he does live with you, yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said. Say that again.
You would have those answers as far as his routine because he does live with you, yes or no?
I'm sorry, your connection is like, it's cutting you one off. All I heard was the end of the sentence.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So regarding his routine, this is a routine that you implemented and have only recently told me that he is on a strict routine. Prior to you recently telling me about a week or so ago, have you ever conversed a routine with me, or is this something that you did upon yourself because he is with you majority of the time?
I did tell you about his school schedule. I mean, his routine is always his school schedule. Because every time when you try to come up, I always tell him he naps from this time to this time. Don't you think, like, I probably may have not told you, but I've always told you he is on a consistent school routine.
Correct. So when I have him on the weekends, does that school routine apply to Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
But is he in school?
Say that again.
Is he in school on Saturday and Sunday?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, do you want to follow up with any further examination?
For the sake of time, Your Honor, I'd just like to follow up with Mr. Higginbottom on one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Higginbottom, would it be reasonable for you or for a person to ask the primary parent upon first receiving the child, after not having had the child for a long time, what that routine is without being given that information before? Let me ask it more simply. Could you have just asked what his routine is on those weekends on your very first weekend when you picked up the child? As the child's father?
Could I have asked? Yes, as the child's father.
Did you ask?
Could she?
Objection. I just asked that question, yes or no. Did you ask for the child's routine?
No, I did not. And no, it was not.
No further
provided.
questions, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see where else.
Your Honor, may I mute my mic now? Because
Why?
because I'm outside. That's why.
I don't hear anything that's
Okay.
disruptive.
Just making sure.
No, that's okay. Well, you deferred to Mr. Lopez to call Mr. Valderas. Let me go back to you. Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, are you calling any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Higginbotham, did you want to call yourself as a witness and respond to some of this stuff, or are you think?
Yes.
Go ahead.
As far as the questions that Mr. Lopez just asked me, as far as could I have asked for that schedule? Yes, I could have asked. However, in the matter of prior to this, us being cordial and her sharing information, there was never any reason for her not to continue to share that information. That happened because she took it upon herself to stop. We, again, were cordial, perfectly talking, as Erica stated, and all the way up until 2024 when she found out I had a girlfriend. So no information was ever stated. As far as that goes, no, I did not ask. On the simple fact is, I feel like it's the weekend. That's any child's free time to play, have fun. He has an older brother. Always, again, he hasn't always been like aggressive, but he has an older brother. Boys play fight. I played fight with my brothers. That they're playing. As far as him going back to daycare, however, I've never instilled fighting in him. He doesn't push when he's with me. He doesn't do anything like that. And as far as Erica Stroop stating that she feels like he's scared of me, again, to do the same thing when he was a baby, because she was typically holding him. He didn't like to go to anybody in the very beginning. Some may say he only went to her family or something like that. The moment I pull away from that, smiling and laughing in the back seat, and me and him are talking, and there's no issues. Like she said, she says, "Daddy, house no." He says, "Daddy, house no," or something like that. When she asked him just this past weekend, when I went to put him in the car and he was walking to the car, he shook his head no and didn't want to come to the car to go back home. And I said, "We're going to your mother's house." And he did I would say it's the same thing that she says he does, but my mom was right there and my girlfriend was right there as well. And he didn't want to do the same thing that she's saying now. So I don't think that's a thing of him being over here. I think he's just a kid, and the going back and forth may affect him more than it seems. So I don't feel as though him being scared of me, because he runs and plays fine. Every time I pick him up, he's fine. The moment he gets in the car, he goes from a sad face to a smile and laughing and talking all the time. That's all.
Since April 15th, when I last saw you, I haven't counted the weekends. There would have been first, third, and fifth Saturdays to Sundays that you would have exercise visits. Did you ever miss any? Did you actually see the child every single time? Or
Yeah, every time.
Every single time?
Yes, ma'am.
You did not miss one visit?
No, ma'am.
And you haven't noticed his behavior with you, or he wants to push you away, or is he scared of you?
No, ma'am.
Have you seen it with anybody else?
No, ma'am.
And you've exposed him to other people? Who all?
Yes, ma'am. Since the last time he's been around my middle brother, the one that's older than me, but I'm my oldest. And he runs up to him anytime he's over, sits in his arm, asks for him to pick him up, as well as my oldest brother. He runs to him and plays with him. His cousin, which is my niece, the younger one, he runs to them. He also has another cousin a second cousin from my nephew, who's also around the same age as him, and they play fine together. So, yeah, I've never seen it. Again, he showed signs like growing up, like he was always like a mama's boy, I would say, quote unquote. But outside of that, once he's not around, once she's like, I wouldn't say not around, but once he's got into the next person, there's never been issues. There's been a couple of times where he's acted like that. And like she said, until she moved to her new apartment, he stopped running to me. So I don't think that's a conflict between me or anything over here. I would say it's more of a place where he's living or resides situation, because like she said, all until she moved, he was running to me and happy to see me every single time.
So how long has it been? Hold on, stop. How long has it been since she moved? Do you remember?
Do I remember?
Yeah, when she moved, how long it's been?
I think it was like beginning of July. She sent me a message on the app close and said she got approved for an apartment. I don't know her official move-in date, but she texted me, I think like maybe after she told me, she texted me like a week or two after that and said, hey, I forgot to tell you the address, and then gave me the address.
And then your first visit?
Well, not tell me the address, I'm sorry, but she forgot to say that she officially moved in and that she's at that address.
Your first visit, picking him up at the new address, did you notice that at that point?
No, he was fine. He ran to me like the first 2 or 3 times, I would say. And it wasn't until the last 2 times that I've really picked him up that he didn't want to come to me like that. She was taking the trash out one day and he ran to her. 3 times, yeah. So prior to that, when I went to pick him up, maybe a couple of weeks ago, he kind of was a little timid. And then she was taking the trash out and he ran towards her while she was taking the trash out when I was walking towards him. And then this last time he kind of didn't want to come. But again, he did the same thing when it was time to go back. So.
And when he's walking away or trying to not go with you, how do you get him to go with you?
As far as walking, well, when she was taking the trash, he ran to her, she picked him up and brought him to me. And she handed them to me. Yeah, he kind of had like a grip on her, but again, like I say, there was no issue. Like he would have a sad face, and that was it. Like she walked up the stairs, and I got in the car, and I would sit him in his car seat and say, "Hey, buckle up." He grabs his buckles, he buckles up. I buckle up the bottom. And then there's no tears. Like it just immediately stops right after that.
Did he ever like push and scream and shove and have a hissy fit?
As far as that, I've never. Again, he has like this sad face, and that's as far as I seen. The
And
very first time he did the little cry thing was when he was at the trash, but the last time I picked him up, he just had the sad face, and that was it.
so
Like,
when you get to
as
where
soon
you're
as she walked,
going,
got in her car,
when you get to where you're
I get to
going,
where he's fine. Issues. Not even I don't. It doesn't even take for me to get there. It's
okay,
when we're in the car, he starts talking to me.
I'm going to assume that when you pick him up, because I heard you didn't have a driver's license, you're not alone.
Yeah, I'm with my girlfriend.
And so she has seen the behavior,
Yes, ma'am.
pick up and drop off. Is she
Yes,
the only
ma'am.
one that's gone to the pickups? And
Yes, that's the only one. She's the only one that's driven me. Yes.
And so just the last 3 times out of the entire time since April or since the court date?
That's how I feel, and that's what I remember. Yes. And this is all since she's moved to her new apartment.
Did she tell you immediately or even after the first or second or third time at all? Or is this the first time you've heard about it in court?
She told me I think it was the second time when he went back. She sent me a message because he was super tired and I guess he went in the house and didn't want to be up and he wanted to go to sleep. It's on my weekends, I play with him. We go swimming, we go to the park, we're playing. This is the time I get to see him and be with him and have fun. So I take both. We go to the park, we go swimming, we do things. I'm doing things with them actively on the time that I have. So he wakes up about 7:30 when he's here. I'm pretty sure this is his routine. He probably wakes up early because of school. So he's up at like 7. I'm up with him. We make breakfast. He eats pancakes or grits or something like that. And then we're up playing. He's up pushing the toys around. It's cool outside, so we'll run outside. He'll end up getting sleepy around 11, 12 o'clock. And then he'll either sleep. If he goes to sleep at 11, he'll sleep until like 1:30. If he goes to sleep at 12, he'll sleep until 2. He'll wake up and he'll be at it again with his brother. We'll go in the backyard. Just past weekend, I bought a slip and slide. The weekend before that, I had a pool. And they're outside most of the time. So as far as him being sleepy, the moment he gets in the car to go back, he falls asleep because he's active over here and we're playing.
So
and I tell you that that to her.
I was asking about the time when she told you about this behavior she's concerned about. You're talking about him falling asleep.
That was the time, yeah.
She
asked about why he's tired. Oh, the behavior. Okay, you're right, correct. That was the last time she brought up the behavior. This last week or the week before this last week, she brought up the whole he hit a kid and got a behavioral report or something like that. That's the first time that she's told me of something like that. Prior, since the court orders, never was an issue when she was at her previous address with her father. It wasn't an issue in the beginning, and this is just the last recent time.
That hasn't happened more than one time that you know about?
That I know about.
The behavioral issue at the daycare. Okay. Does he run when you get to where you're going to drop the child off? Is she there and ready to meet the child?
Does he run? Like, what do you mean?
Well, first of all, I'm asking when you go back to
when I drop him
back off, is mom the one that accepts him? Like she?
Yeah, when we go back, my girlfriend's driving. He'll be asleep. I'll wake him up. When we pull up, I'll text her we're outside, and I'll get out the car and I'll set him down. And I'll be like, "Hey, look, there's your mama," and he goes. So I mean, I don't think there's like. Yeah, I just like, hey, we're at your mom's house, and I'll wake him up. Hey, we're at your mom's house, and he'll wake up, rub his eyes, and we get out. Yeah.
Okay, but he's not like running to get away from you or something like that. That would be obvious.
I wouldn't say it's running to get away from me. I think it's running to get to his mom. Yeah, I wouldn't look at it as like that.
Do you formally say goodbye or hug him and say goodbye or say?
Oh yeah,
let him out of the car.
When I unbuckle him out the car once we park, he gives my girlfriend a hug. He says bye to her, and he jumps on me. We get out the car. He jumps in the front seat. We get out the car. He hugs me, and then she comes down the stairs, and I put him on the ground so he could go to her, and run, walk, hop. He does whatever he does when he does it.
Has she ever confronted you with any concerns about any abuse or neglect of the child?
No, ma'am.
Or that he was harmed in any way, or that you let him get ant bitten or mosquito bitten?
She has since the court order, she asked me about like a red mark, and I it wasn't there when I said it's most likely because how he was sleeping when he falls asleep in his car seat and his head was pressed against it, or there was also a time where there was like a scratch on his back, but it wasn't like a bleeding scratch, it was just like a scratch. And I stated it's probably because him and his brother was playing around. He never, in that time when she stated, he never came to me crying or said owie. Like normally when he has an owie or like his fingers or something like that, he goes owie and he points to it or he shows it to me, and I give him a little kiss on it and he goes about his business.
Is this the only child you have? Remind me of that.
No, ma'am.
You have other children?
I have a 10-year-old son. Yes.
Were you involved with him or are involved with him now?
Yes, I have sole custody of him.
Now I'm remembering. You've been raising him without the mother's help?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't get child support either?
No, ma'am.
You had him how long?
Since he was about 1 or 2.
So you know how to take care of children, supposedly or allegedly?
Yes, ma'am.
CPS never been called on you? I'm sure I asked all these questions, but just to be...
Yeah. No, ma'am.
CPS never been involved in your life as a parent or your life as a child against your parents?
No, ma'am.
Arrest of any kind? I don't remember.
Not like arrest of any kind. I guess the traffic violation. I don't know if that counts as an arrest, but that's
okay. Ticket you didn't pay or something else?
Didn't pay.
So you were in jail for an overnight or more or less?
Yes.
Anything else more serious?
No, ma'am.
No drugs, alcohol abuse or abuse that I haven't heard of any, but at least today anyway, but
no, ma'am.
Concerned about? No. Okay.
No,
Mr. Valderas, do you have any cross-exam for Mr. Higginbotham after his case in chief?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, do you have any questions for Mr. Higginbotham?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to call Ms. Stroop back. You've heard some of this stuff, and I know a mother has to have concerns. That's what a mother does, and that's for the rest of your life. Now, you got a young child, and I think there is a developmental age where they become scared of people, whether they've seen them all the time or maybe strangers too. But I've seen that in several cases or even observed that in person. So you don't think he's going through something that maybe it's not about his dad or you or anything, it's just a phase? Ms. Stroop,
Say that again.
you didn't hear any of that?
I heard a little bit. You just kept going down and down and down, so I just couldn't hear anything you said.
I'm sorry, I'm tired and it's a long day and maybe I'm too far away from my microphone. What I've seen over the years with different cases and or personally is that sometimes there's an age, and it's around the age that your child is, that they become scared of people, even though they've seen them on a daily basis, that all of a sudden they become scared and there's no apparent reason. And I consider it a phase, and I don't know what to call it. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or a child developmental person, but I have seen it. So you don't think something like that might be going on?
It's just made me concerned. That's all. It was just I've asked Dad. It's always been like maybe a no question, no answer, or sometimes it's just I don't know. So that was just my main concern.
But you haven't been concerned that he's abusing the child regularly or neglecting the child and those kinds of...
When he was when he was born, it was always like what's that word? What's the word? He's always relying on his mom and his girlfriend to take care of his responsibility. And I'm just telling him to take care of his responsibility. That's all I'm asking. I get it, you don't have a valid driver's license, but you're going to keep depending on your mom and your girlfriend when this is your child and my child that we both made together. Don't you think that he should be responsible for a child that he made with me?
Well, I'm not required to answer any questions that parties ask me, but that's your concern? You want him to spend more time with the child instead of
Well, now, no, because he he's not doing the thing that he's supposed to be doing as a father. He didn't get his valid driver's license. He told you on April 19th, or the day that we came, and you told him straight up, don't make me look dumb when we come back the next time. And look what he did. He made you look dumb by not getting his valid driver's license. And I think that's just wasted everybody's time.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. However, I'm not responsible for him and I don't consider it dumb.
I
I
know,
told
but you
him he
guys
needed
giving
to
him
do it. I told him
extension.
to do everything he should do. I do remember that. But that he did or didn't may not be. And I haven't delved into that because that hasn't been the concern up until this second. The concern was the child doesn't want to go with dad when he picks him up, at least the last 2 or 3 times. I haven't even asked you. I thought it was longer than that. What's your position on
It was longer
what's
than
been
that.
happening? How long has this been happening that has raised your concern?
Literally the first week of June, the end of May, when we moved to my new apartment, he started doing that. And when he started doing that, it made me concerned. So I kept documenting, which is writing in my notes, making sure that I write this out. And then when he comes back, he's tired, or he starts screaming and crying, wanting me to hold him. And it takes me an hour to 2 hours for him to calm himself down, because he's literally throwing tantrum. He's throwing a big old fit. He's screaming, crying, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's happening? What's going on? Like, why is my child coming home so angry, so mad, just screaming and crying all the time?
You
And
see him screaming and crying in the car or not until he
no,
gets,
like in my house. Like when we come into the house, I'm holding him. And then when I'm like, hey, baby, like, how's your day? How's your day? Like, what did you do today? And he's just yelling and screaming. And then I put him down just for him to like walk it out. Maybe he was still trying to, like, I don't know, adjust and figure out like where he's at or something. But he's just throwing a fit. He'll literally lay on the floor and just start screaming. It will take him 30 minutes to 40 minutes for him to really like to stop screaming and crying. And I have to like get to his eye level and be like, hey, like, what's wrong? Express your emotions. Tell me what's happening, what's
do you
going
think
on.
he can tell you?
He'll tell me,
Right.
he said either A, he's hungry, he's tired, or he just says no, no, no. That's it.
And so Mr. Higginbottom's story is that he's the kid has been tired out from the activities. You don't think that's part of the thing, that he just needs a rest? That's just, you don't think
Yes,
that's
I
acceptable as a
understand
leader?
that. That's until after the fact of me realizing like what's happening. But it's also when, like prior, before moving to here, he's never been like that. He's never been behavior wise, like he's never been throwing a fit. He would never be screaming and crying until when I moved here. That's when it all started happening.
And how do you know the move wasn't the problem? That it's now the consistency that he had to disrupt it, and maybe it started there and not necessarily Mr. Higginbottom's fault.
Say that again.
Well, you're saying the move caused it, but you're the one who moved, not Mr. Higginbottom. So maybe it started there, or that's what you seem to perceive as the problem, that maybe that's what he's carrying with him, that his consistency, his world has turned upside down for a little bit, and he's trying to get a handle on it. And that might include not wanting to go with dad, but I don't know. He's so young. I don't think we're ever going to really know. But my question is, are you asking that he not go with him because he didn't get his driver's license? Because I can't do that. I don't think there's a restriction that you have to have a driver's license before a court can give you visitation. Okay, so I'm concerned about safety and welfare of the child. And yes, I'm not happy that he's upset, but if that were the standard, then nobody would get their children, because kids are upset all the time with parents' decisions, or and both of you, not just one of you. I mean, usually. So I'm trying to figure out how serious it is that it's Mr. Higginbottom, something he's doing wrong with parenting. Plus, I remembered, because he reminded me, this other kid. You say he didn't raise him. His mother, and some other people have raised that 10-year-old that he has now. He has nothing to do with it. Mr. Mr. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just don't understand why Mr. Higginbottom is laughing at something that this is not funny about.
I wasn't looking at him. I was staring at you, so I need you to
No, I know,
answer.
but when everybody talks, the camera switches.
Again, Your Honor, I'm outside, so I'm not talking. I'm outside with a unmuted mic.
Do you know his girlfriend or his mother, ma'am?
Say that again.
Do you know his girlfriend and his mother?
I know his mother, but I don't know his girlfriend.
Have you ever had any concerns about his mother?
Have I ever had concerns about his mother?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
never had any concerns about his mother.
So if he brought her in here to talk to me, do you think she would be lying to me just to save her son, or do you think she'd be more on the up and up? And
I believe they both would cover him, knowing that he still drives without a valid driver's license, just to lie and say that he's not driving.
and so what is it you're actually asking for today on the issue of visitation?
Say that again.
What are you asking for today on the issue of visitation?
I would like for him to not have overnights. He's not being responsible enough to get his valid driver's license. He's not being responsible enough to do anything that he was supposed to be doing.
What else was he supposed to be doing?
Getting a valid driver's license, to be more of a
You said that
responsible.
already, and you said plus he wasn't doing. What else was he not doing that he should be doing?
That's it. I mean, we don't really talk. We don't even communicate about anything. It's mostly me doing the communicating, explaining about his behavioral issues and stuff like that.
So you think giving him less visits is going to solve a problem, and that he should just be limited to it and never progress down the road either? Or how do I get him to be more, to stay involved and be more involved, not less involved, so that you can have not an absent parent, but a parent that will step up and help and be around the child so he doesn't have a gap for a father? You don't want that, I
No,
presume.
he's not going to do what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, he's already behind on child support. When I try to communicate with little things, it's always he don't respond, or it's always like he don't have an answer for it.
That was the reasons you
And
think
I've been doing everything by myself. I've been doing everything since the day he was born. I've been doing everything by myself. Like, I mean, you already heard and have seen everything. It's just he's not a responsible parent. He's not. And he already got another baby on the way. So he's still not going to be responsible. He relies on his mom and his girlfriend to take care of his fatherly duties.
Okay. Mr. Valderas, I guess let's go to you first, since it's your pleadings. Do you have any cross-exam for Mr.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez? Any follow-up with your client?
No, Your Honor, I'll save my statements for closing.
Anything else you want to present, Mr. Higginbottom?
Say that one more time. You broke up.
Anything else you want to present? You're here without a lawyer, so I'm giving you the benefit of your day in court here on visitation.
Anything else I want to present? She said I was not being responsible to take care of what you asked me to take care of, which is to get a valid driver's license. And I feel like responsibility comes in order to get that. I have to go through the process that the government has for me, which is pay off the valid citations, which I am doing. So that is responsible. I mean, initially, I don't have enough to pay it all off at once. No, I don't have that, but I'm on payment plans to pay that. And I do pay that every time I get paid, with as much as I can when I get paid, Your Honor.
And how long is it going to take?
Like I said, I have $493 left. I've been paying. I just went last Friday when I got paid on Wednesday and paid $100 towards it, which is the money I had left. And I get paid again this Wednesday coming up. I'm gonna try to see how much money I have left so I can pay a little bit more so I can knock that out. And then I have to call the Austin court back just so I can get that valid court date for when I have to appear so they can put me on payment plans or however they go about needing me to handle that, whether I have to pay it in full at that time or I could go on payment plans. So
If I recall, last time you didn't even know and you weren't trying to
Yeah.
communicate or do anything. Is that right? Is it my memory right?
It's not that I didn't know. I just didn't never knew the amount. Because again, like I said, I went to college and I was completely absent-minded about it, and that's a fault on my end. However, you asked me to do something, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing what I need to do to get that valid driver's license. As far as that, and once the tickets and fees are paid off, I have to pay the reinstatement fee, and I mean, I can only pay that when I have the money to pay those things. So, I feel like that's the responsibility of me paying to pay.
And it's just a matter of money. You don't have to retake a test or repass the driver's part.
I Well, when you go to the reinstatement thing, it tells you have to pay the fees. So right now I'm in the process of paying the fees, and then it gives me the reinstatement fee to pay. And I think they tell you after that, after you pay it, if you have to take a valid driver's license. I don't know. Anytime I call, they say you have to look online, and then I go online, and online doesn't really tell me anything. They told me to go online and look up my citations. When I did that, it didn't tell me anything. So I called Bexar County, and then they told me I had to come in. Then I called Austin, and they told me I had to come in January. And then again, like I said, I don't know if the coming is to start payment plans, schedule another court date, or pay it off in full. I got to come in, and I can't just not go to work and not pay the child support that I'm. So I mean, I got to make the time of my day to go down there. And I've been doing that as much as I can. My 10-year-olds went back to school, had to pay tuition for that, and been working on buying him school clothes and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm doing responsible father things as far as it goes. And regarding my currently pregnant girlfriend, she's only been in my life for 2 years. So, I mean, she hasn't really helped me with as much as Erica Stroop is saying. So, yeah.
When's your due date?
December 21st.
Okay, and you're not denying you're the father. I presume you'll be signing the acknowledgement, or will you be asking for DNA?
The signing acknowledgement as I always have.
Okay. Okay, we're down to closing. Mr. Valderas, tell me, besides the visitation, were there any other issues, or I don't remember them anymore? Talking about visitation only.
No, Your Honor. With regard to the state's closing, the state, Your Honor, believes that this should remain on temporary orders with all the same terms. With regard to the disputed visitation terms that we've had a hearing about this afternoon, the state takes no official position on possession and access issues. So I don't have a position to side with either the father or the mother in this case. So I have no position, Your Honor, and defer to the court's discretion on that matter.
Well, then you do have a position on a court date. Well, let's talk to you about that first before I move on. But
Your Honor, with regard to court dates, if Mr. Higginbottom's next child is due in December, then my recommendation would be to come back in January. We have January 6th and January 13th that have availability at both 9 o'clock and both 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. on either day. The state has no preference between those two.
well, yes, and luckily I already have a calendar for all next year. But what's today? August, late August, mid-August, September, October, November, January. That's only 4 months. That would get us through the holiday months. So we also, besides the 6th and 13th, we have the 20th as well. You don't know anything special about any of those dates, or they're not even, you haven't even started using those dates, have you, Mr. Valdez? They're not jam-packed yet.
The 6th has 9 cases already, but and the 20th has 8 cases. But other than that, no, there's availability for all January dockets.
It's nowhere near our normal size docket. I'm sure you'll be adding more. That's the point for
Oh
me.
yeah, by the time it gets there, they'll be more full.
Okay, and then Mr. Lopez, your closing, sir?
Yes, I'll keep it brief, Your Honor. After today's testimony from both Ms. Stroop and Mr. Higginbottom, I think it would be challenging to really evaluate the claims, potential claims of any neglect or abuse. I think what's really going on here that we can evaluate and make a determination is that there is a lot of apathy on the part of Mr. Higginbottom. He apathy toward complying with the court's order of discovery responses. He's clearly stated he received emails, was aware that he did not send discovery, but yet did not follow up despite being court ordered. Apathy in paying his child support on time, apathy in responding to paying for his share of daycare, apathy in terms of finding out what the child's routine is so that way the transitions can be as easy as possible for the child. Apathy in responding to the mother's concerns on a regular basis. All of those things may not on their own affect the child's safety, but they certainly lead to and will eventually affect the child's safety, as you brought up is the major concern here. The driver's license issue, if that were to be resolved, obviously that is one way to accomplish what you are asking, is to have the parent be more involved. Without that, he is always going to be limited, and the court will be handcuffed in trying to provide the right remedy for this case and be able to evaluate all of the things that go into a proper custody, visitation, possession, and access schedule. We are asking the court to take action of some kind that will incentivize Mr. Higginbottom to get his affairs in order so that he can not only work toward being able to provide more for the child that's before the court, but also for the child that is soon to come. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Do you care to make a brief closing statement without repeating all your testimonies, Mr. Higginbottom? Anything you want to address on what I should do today and why? Just briefly.
Briefly, I would like to say that I would like to say regarding everything that's been said, the license seems to be the only valid issue. I do take blame and I do take accountability for not responding the correct way for the discovery questions. I thought I sent it, but I guess it didn't attach how it should have attached. And that's my problem. I should have re-looked at it when he asked me, but it looked like it's incorrect on my end, but that's my problem. As far as being a father to my current son and my upcoming child, because there hasn't been any issues with that. My girlfriend nor my mother see any issues with me ever being a father, and with the responding to Miss Stroop regarding situations, I've always responded. I may not respond in a timely manner, being that I may have been doing something at the time, but I've always responded in some shape or form. And regarding to child support being not paid on time, it's taken out of my check, so I don't understand that statement, to be honest.
Okay, it's my turn. First, because Mr. Lopez, you said, what if I said January 20th instead of the 6th or the 13th? I like later in the month and more time versus right after a holiday break and whatever. Is your calendar open, Mr. Lopez, for January 20th?
It is. I don't have a problem with January 20th. For what it's worth, the child turns 3 in February, around February 10th or 13th.
Okay. Well, you all don't want to go an extra month till the 3rd birthday? Is that too far away? guess starting with Mr. Lopez, you'd have more of an interest in that than Mr. Valderas, whether I'd take the extra month to get to the child's third birthday or not.
Are you asking me or Mr. Balderas?
Yes, Mr. Lopez, yes.
Oh, either way for me. I just thought it might, if Mr. Balderas would rather have it wait until the child's third birthday, but I just thought I'd mention that. We'd be fine either way.
Well, sometimes I don't want to go too long because you never know what happens and I need to touch it again for some other reason.
Sure.
But it's close enough to February. We're almost 3 that if I have to see them again, I could see them again if necessary. Sure. I'm hoping that y'all's behavior or that the visitation works well enough to where we're progressing, not regressing. And this is what I have today, regression, request versus progression. I mean, nobody ever gets what they want when they come to court, and everybody's always unhappy in family law court. But I got to apply the facts, the law to these particular set of facts. Now, Mr. Lopez, you made a very cogent argument about his apathy, but I have never in all my years, if a guy comes to court and asks for something and he shows back up, this is encouraging to me because you don't know what kind of cases I see where people are really absent, so absent they can't be found and will never resurrect or never get involved or never this or never that. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for you too, because there is involvement. And even if it's not the perfect involvement or the best involvement or the this or that, or y'all don't communicate well, there's time for that. Y'all are kind of still young, I think, and y'all still probably need to work your way through co-parenting. And that's a long trip because you're only barely starting with this child. And you're starting again, Mr. Higginbottom. I don't know how many children you have, Ms. Troop, or maybe this is your only child. Or answer that, Ms. Troop. Is this your only child or do you have other children? Ooh, I can't. I saw your lips move, but I didn't hear any audio.
I said he's my only child. I thought you hit me. Sorry.
Well, I was trying to figure out because I've also seen that moms with first children are a little more nervous than most other moms that have been around the block once or twice or more. But again, you made a cogent argument. But however, I've never denied visits for not having a driver's license, or denied or reduced visits for not answering discovery requests, or denied or reduced visits for not paying child support, or denied or refused visits for having help in raising children. I believe you never have enough help, and it's good that parents and grandparents and family members are involved. That's great. The more kids, the more people that are in a kid's life that love the kid and support the kid and watch out for the kid is probably better for the kid. And even in their totality, I can't, with my conscience and with all the things I see and hear, and some are so horrible, you don't want to hear them. But I don't think that's this guy, Mr. Higginbottom. I haven't heard anything so bad that I want to take away your visits. But I also see where maybe you could step up and do a little bit better, and you've admitted that on your own. So this is serious, and yes, everything you do, you're under a microscope right now, and for good or bad. But if you want more, you need to probably do a little bit more. I don't want to keep you at the level that you're at now. Your kid's going to be 3. The law says I should give you a lot more at the age of 3, but we need to get through these baby steps first. Now, to get through them, Ms. Stroop, I don't need to go backwards. I'm going to leave the visitation as is. Neither of you win. So you both lose. You want more, you want less? Nah. I'm going to keep it where it is. I think if with the problems we're having, that's probably the perfect thing to do. However, I want to see more time at it and more concern about other things and not just blaming him for the child not wanting to go when it might be lots of other causes, or blaming him that the child's sleepy and angry when the child gets back. Because now the child's in your possession. However, if the child's tired, well, maybe you do need to discuss that. You do need to tell her that all the things you've done that tired him out, and maybe he needs a nap right away instead of her trying to figure it out on her own. That's a lot of co-parenting, and most people can't do that. And most of the people I see here don't do that. They don't even get anywhere near what y'all are doing. And I'm saying that as a way of saying y'all are doing pretty good. You're involved, sir, and he's involved, ma'am, and that's a good thing. I don't want an absent father, another absent father, not doing anything with the child. And he has a 10-year-old, for God's sake, that I assume he's doing okay, at least with at dad's possessions since the age of 1. So that gives me even more reason that I think this weighs more in Mr. Higginbotham's to allow him to continue to visit, and we find the source or figure it out, or things calm down, because you didn't move again, ma'am, or you're not going to move again, and that move now is more distant than not. But that the child doesn't immediately run to him, that's not enough for me to say I'm going to deny visits or stop visits or reduce visits. It's just not enough, Ms. Stroop. If the child goes and he's not kicking and screaming, and he's not kicking and screaming all overnight and the next day, if it were something like that, well, then I've got to stop and look. I don't know if the child needs counseling. He's too young for that. I don't know if he's got anything in his development that's causing any of this or not, but that's for y'all to figure out for me to bring back. But based on what I heard today, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the visitation as is. We come back, I guess after dad has another child, and figure out if he gets credit for that child or not. And I guess we have a retroactive issue that's still in dispute, so I'll have to hear that as well. But my hope is that you'll have gotten through this next hurdle to, well, maybe the next one should be standard at the age of 3, that the child would be a little older, a little more developed, and a little more attuned with Mr. Higginbottom and his ways. And I can't tell him to raise a child the way you're raising him. I can't tell you to raise a child the way he's raising a child. And that's just what it is. If it's really different, then it's harder. Yes, it is. But that's for y'all to figure out. But I can't say anything he's doing is wrong. And I clearly don't see any abuse or neglect. So I'm just telling you, Ms. Stroop, it's not on you, it's on both of you. And it's not on one of you for communication. And if you didn't do it, the other one's required to do it. It's on both of you. I want to see more of that, if co-parenting, if at all possible. And then that'll help me decide if I can figure out what the problem is, or if the child gets through this, if it's a developmental issue, which I hope it is, and I think it might be. So I'll quit talking. I'm going to reset it for January 20th, 2025. Further temporary orders, all the previous orders remain in effect. There's not anything I need to add or subtract, Mr. Valderas, any specific line items in the visits or checks changes or restrictions or notices requirements. Is that all in there?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Did you want to say a time for that January 20th?
Sure. Are all those cases already set at 8:30? That's already
currently the ones that are set at 8:30.
Mr. Lopez, do sometimes lawyers have somewhere to be at 8 or 9 o'clock in other courts and then come here at 10:30? Would that work better for your schedule?
That would be generous. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I'll do that.
And if I also may request a ruling on the discovery that we've yet to receive.
In what terms? Are you asking for sanctions, or you didn't file anything, did you?
We didn't file anything, but if we were going to continue, we're fine with just giving another 30 days to produce them.
Yeah. I think something like that. I can put another deadline on it. However, Mr. Higginbottom, you need to do your job as a lawyer. They know you're not, but you can answer questions. If you went to college, you probably understand the questions and can respond, and you can tell if an attachment went through or not, or if they tell you it didn't, try again.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, take it seriously, because there could be penalties for not taking it seriously. We're not there yet, but it could happen. Did you want a specific date? You don't have to resend them. I guess he knows he had.
They'll be sent today.
I'd
when
still
the
like a
budget's
deadline
caution,
of 14 days, if that's fine, Your Honor.
that would be fine. Today's the 19th. Well, let me give, there's a Labor Day weekend in there, the day, right, the 2 weeks. Let me do Friday, September 5th. It's more like 2.5 weeks, I guess, or roughly.
That'd be fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, discovery due by, and you know which specific, is there several sets or one set or just interrogatories or?
We have submitted a combined discovery request with interrogatories, production, and admissions.
Okay, did you understand that, Mr. Higginbotham? There's three sets of things and three kind of different things. You answer questions, you send documents, and the admissions, you admit or deny. You don't want to find your position being that you're on the opposite end of several extensions on discovery and you still don't do them. And so he filed something that asked me to, well, the law is that if you don't admit or deny, you're pretty much giving him his case because then you're found to have admitted everything for not replying. You understand that, Mr. Higginbottom?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to answer. You've been given several opportunities, so answer in full or to the best of your ability on or before September 5th at 5 o'clock. And I assume you have Mr. Lopez's email address already or how to send it to him?
Yes. And as far, I'm sending it off of my iPhone, so I'm trying my best. And as far as the attachments, never mind. I'm just sending. I'll send it as is.
If
I'll
it's
try.
a large document, it might not go through, so you send one set at a time. Maybe that might work. I don't know why it wasn't sent if you thought you got it through. But sometimes the files are too big and they don't go. So you might split it up. If I were you, I'd try that first. And
Yeah, I'll try it from my work computer.
does he have to call you as if they went through, or Mr. Lopez, you'll tell him if they didn't come through?
Yeah.
I can send him a received email specifically stating what I received, and if there is any issues, we will send him a deficiency letter. And if he does not respond to the deficiency letter, we will be filing a motion to compel. Just so on the record, he's aware of the process.
Okay, so those are due by September 5th by 5 o'clock. That gives you plenty of time other than today, right now. Double check your answers. Okay, and then reset for January 20th at 10:30 a.m. I put 2025 as 2026 next year, January 2026 at 10:30. Same Zoom ID. I assume nobody's asking to go to a courtroom, and we'll be back on Zoom. Okay, then that'll be the other order of the court, and I guess we still have the retroactive issue to resolve, so be prepared for that if that's the merits hearing. And I guess I don't know if it will or won't be, depends on what we've accomplished or not. Thank you, folks. Let's see. Mr. Higginbottom, you're going to get the same proposed order through the email system that you did last time. Ms. Stroop, your lawyer's going to get it. He talks to you about it. You don't have to worry about it. But you check your emails for Texas Office of the Attorney General, Mr. Higginbottom. Look at the order, see if you can sign it as soon as you can. Get it back to me. Mr. Lopez, is 1 week from today more than enough time to review Mr. Valderaz's work and sign off on it?
Oh, plenty, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, that's assuming, Mr. Valderas, you'll get it out pretty quick as well.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll be getting it out later on today.
Okay, then thank you. Then we'll see you January 20th, 2026, 10:30. Mr. Higginbottom, I'm making a point of saying it over and over to make sure you're on legal notice. You know your court date, whether you sign that order or not, you're being reset. So if you don't show up January 20th of 2026 at 10:30 a.m. by Zoom, you can be defaulted. Now, that hasn't happened yet. Please come back. I'd like your continued input, but if you don't come back, you could be defaulted. The same would apply to Ms. Droop, but since she has a lawyer, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So pay attention, put it on your calendar, and come back or call somebody if you're not sure.
It was January 20th at 10:30, right?
Yes, sir. January 20th at 10:30, and put it on the calendar, especially when the order comes in or right now before you forget.
I'm already done.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then thank you, folks. You're excused, and just the paperwork, hopefully you can get it in by next Tuesday at the latest. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Your Honor.
Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm gonna wait for everybody to leave the courtroom. Ms. Stroop, you're last.